Hi, my name's Caroline from Hooper Bolton the Jewellers in Cheltenham. I'm going to be doing a short video today all about the different cuts of stones you can get. This is mainly discussing diamonds, just to make it easier for people when they're shopping for things like engagement rings or diamond stud earrings, but it does apply to lots of other gemstones as well as things like pearls. You can actually get different shapes of pearls, however I will be just focusing on gemstones for now. Right, the first cut that I want to discuss with you and show you is what we call the brilliant cut. Basically it's a round stone. There you go. Yeah, that is the brilliant cut. So if you go into a jeweller's and say you're looking for a round stone, they'll know what you mean, but brilliant cut is the correct term. You see the underneath of it there? It's got a pointed base. That just helps it really sparkle, lets all the light in. I'll show you the brilliant cut in a ring as well. This is what we call a diamond set band. It's diamonds all the way around. So even though the 4 claws are in the corners, you've got 6 claws on this one, so it looks very round. These have all got 4 claws on. It kind of makes it look a little bit square, but it's really an illusion. They are round stones. So that is a very, very common setup to have as an engagement and wedding ring. Very, very pretty as well. The next stone shape we're going to have a look at is the oval. It's basically an elongated brilliant cut. Okay, that's a trilogy there. You've got your larger centre stone. There's another very, very pretty cut. It's very, very popular in America. Not so much in England. I mean, we're still focusing a lot on the brilliant and the princess cut, which is the one I'll be going on to next. But personally, I really like oval. The only problem that will arise with oval is having a wedding band made to fit it if you are looking for an engagement ring, because you would have to have it wed fit, so basically made against the side of the ring, because otherwise you've got a gap. If I put this against it, let me just take my ring off, it's easier for me to show you on my finger. If I put this band against it, you can see there's quite a bit of a gap, and it will always sit a little bit wonky. But that's not a problem. So if it's the oval that she wants, just be aware that you may have to have something made. The next stone we're going to have a look at is the princess cut. This is technically a square cut. It's square in shape from the top, but a lot of the names of stones comes from the cuts underneath. So you get a square cut and you get a princess cut. They're two very different things. I can show you. This is the princess here. The second one in. If you have a look at all the facets on the bottom, they're all triangular in shape or diamond in shape, whereas a square cut has got similar facets to this one on the end. It's what we call a step cut, so they're very long and flat. Now, a square cut diamond, it will look almost glassy and see-through, whereas the princess cut is very, very sparkly because of those facets. So if you go into a jeweller's and you ask for a square cut, it's something very, very different to a princess, which is most likely to be what the ladies requested, because it's one of our most popular cuts. This is in an earring, that's a princess cut. And in a ring, with diamond set shoulders, the diamonds are brilliant cut. You don't have to have the diamonds all the same in a ring. You can mix. So that's another one of our most popular cuts. Right, next on the list is a cushion cut. Now this is one of my favourites. A cushion is a hybrid. It's a mix between a brilliant cut, so your round stone, so this one, and your princess. So what the result looks like is this, the stone in the centre. Now it's a little bit hard to see because of the setting, but what you've ended up with is a slightly softer stone. The corners a little bit more rounded. Let me see if I've got a nice example of it on here. There you go. That's a cushion cut there. Ooh, sorry. So it takes a lot of characteristics from both the princess and the brilliant. It's very, very pretty. The only problem with these slightly more unusual cuts is the price does go up. Because it's a fancy cut, you're paying that extra, but it is worth it to have a slightly more unusual stone. Next up we have is the marquise. It's set with brilliance again. So it's that long pointed shape. I've probably got a nice diagram of that for you as well. Yeah, you can see it there. Ooh. I mean, they don't necessarily have to be set like this. I've seen some beautiful rings where the stone is set sideways. However, it's quite traditional to have it this way. And then the only other thing to think about is having a wedding band next to it. So if I put it on my finger with this one, you would have to have something made. They're just not going to sit flush. So that is the only problem with that sort of shape of stone, but it is very, very pretty. Next up, I have the pear-shaped. This does have the same problems as the marquise in that you would have to have a wedding band fitted around it, but it is very, very pretty. So it's the pear, which is also, if you came in and said you're looking for a teardrop shape, we'd know what you mean. So that's with a nice prong setting. We've got another one slightly smaller with diamond set shoulders. Now, with this stone, the proportions can be, they vary massively. The width varies, the height, the depth. So if I put these next to one another, even though the size is different, you can still see that the dimensions of the stone have changed. This one at the bottom is slightly longer and thinner, the one at the top is slightly fatter and shorter. It all depends on the stone, how it was cut, where it was cut, as to what dimensions you're getting. So if it is that sort of style of ring you want, I would always say let's get some samples in for you to have a look at. Let's get some diamonds in, loose stones, and you can decide what sort of ring you want, because they do vary so much. I've got a couple of cuts that I haven't actually got into stock at the moment. The heart shape, just there. Ooh. I don't have that in stock. It's pretty obvious what it is, and we can get them in for you, but once again it is a fancy cut, so it will cost a little bit more. The Trillion cut, it's one of my favourites. My favourite example of this as well is a necklace, not a ring, and it is a tanzanite. Let me show you that. There you go. That stone in the centre is called a trillion. Some people say trillion, but we know what you mean. It's triangular, but it's not a triangle cut. A triangle cut is very triangular, whereas this has got slightly softer sides, if you can see. Slightly rounded. I can actually show you. There you go. There's the triangle cut there. Whereas the trillion is slightly softer. Right, next up is the radiant. Actually, I will compare these for you. You've got three cuts that look very similar. They're oblong. You get the baguette cut, the radiant cut, and the emerald cut. I will go with radiant first. The facets on the radiant, they're not step cut, whereas the other two are. So this centre stone is a radiant cut. It's oblong, very, very sparkly. And then I will compare it. Now the centre stone on this ring is the emerald cut, and the side stones are baguette cut. The main difference between the baguette and the emerald is the emerald has got cut corners, whereas baguette has got very straight corners. So that centre stone has got slightly cut corners, and the baguettes on the side have got straight corners. Let's see if I've got a little diagram for you. There you go. So these three on the end. So you can see baguette cut, straight corners. You've got your radiant, which hasn't got the step cut, it's got the triangular cuts again. And then at the top here you've got your emerald cut, which has got the step cut but cut corners. They all look very similar. Main difference is radiant's very sparkly. Emerald is mainly used for a centre stone. You wouldn't really use baguette cuts for a centre stone. Baguettes are more used for size. You also get the tapered baguette, so basically wider at one side, narrower at the other. They look very, very pretty on rings like this. We see a lot of them on the sides, on the shoulders. It's a very, very nice way of using them. Right, another ring with the step cut, so it looks glassy. Don't know whether you can see well enough. Can you see what I mean by glassy? You can see straight through it, whereas these ones sort of dazzle you a bit more with the sparkle. This is the Asher cut. The diamond set shoulders again. So basically it's a variation on the Princess. Like the cushion cut, it's a little bit softer, but it has got those step cuts, so it's very glassy. You can see straight through it. They're not as sparkly in my personal opinion, but it is a very, very popular cut for us. Right, and there's one more cut. I don't have it. It's called a cabochon cut. Basically, it's a rounded top. I don't even have a picture either, but you find cabochon cuts on mainly gemstones. It's very, very rare you would ever get a diamond cabochon cut, because a diamond is sparkly because of the facets, because of the triangular facets, or even the step cuts. So it's very, very rare that you would ever get a cabochon cut, but it is possible. Everything's possible. So yeah, I hope this has helped you a little bit. Just in case you want to know, pretty much all the jewellery I have on is the brilliant cut. I just like the sparkle. So we've got a nice brilliant cut ring there. Another one. Oh, there. Got brilliant cut pendant. I do think brilliant cuts lend themselves very, very well to pendants. That it's just a very, very classic shape, and classic is classic for a reason, as they always say. Don't know whether you can see those. Those are microset hoops, but they are brilliant cut. And what I've got is diamonds on the outside and diamonds on the inside as well, just to add to the sparkle. Got a lovely tennis bracelet on. Brilliant cut once again. And then the U-boat watch, but no diamonds in that, unfortunately. So I hope this has helped. As I said, I will be doing some more videos. The next one I'll be doing is on carat weight, and then clarity, and then colour. So yeah, I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ring me at the shop. It's 01242 513580. You can ask for myself, my name's Caroline, or Jeremy, the owner, is always happy to help. Or you can always email us. It's info@hooperbolton.co.uk. Thank you.